Hi, for my brother in Thailand, threw a request out there that I'm going to kind of redo there, buddy, in Daryl fashion. But it's all good. We're going to include some synth. I got some strings going here. So let's do it. Hope you guys enjoyed that. A lot of people are telling me to keep shooting the sky. I do want to make clear that I'm taking a break from that. You know, I posted a few older captures on Facebook today. I suggest you friend me so you don't miss anything. I talked to somebody in the UK this morning. Apparently they're doing some type of blocking because she is unable to, and now I'm kind of thinking about it. Y'all, I think, I don't want to say your name, JC, that you already are a Facebook friend of mine. So I'm not sure what's happening. I have looked for you on Messenger. I've had a couple other problems in the UK with subs over there. You know, my buddy in Thailand, people in Mecca, other people around the world are so far as I'm hearing, able to access that. But, you know, I do not put it past the any world leaders out there to be blocking the content that I'm putting up. So let's work together to try and resolve the issue. I sent you some messages. If we have to, if I have to, we will resort to email to keep you up to date on what's happening in the sky. The rest of you, my humblest apologies. You know, I'll do anything for you. But again, what I've got to protect at this time is like a besa, and that's my mind, or it'll pop, and I won't be any good to anybody. I actually have a phobia right now, which I need to get over, about getting on the cams because, and I won't be out long because the changes that are happening in our sky and the additions as our solar system flies into Orion changes every day. We got new players on the scene. You know, we got Dark Nebula. I did want to mention one thing. I've got a NASA. It's a series of photographs. It's 164 photographs. I'll come back to you with that. But what it's talking about is this star system that's coming at us. Total BS. It is not a star system, and why I kind of questioned some of my postings when I put them up, because you got to be clear that you're not looking at let's say city lights and thinking that those are stars. So you've got to, let's say, know what Hong Kong looks like during the day. You've got to know where the ocean is. So when you're looking at it at night, you're not looking at a series of city lights. You know that you're looking at what I define and what I know is a debris field that's following Dragon, because it's a big magnet, you know, and it's been cruising around for 4.5 billion years. And let me tell you, it has picked up every rock that has any magnetic quality to it while it's traveled through our universe. You know, it could actually be a multiverse type of deal where it's been dragging stuff through different universes, different galaxies. You know, so I'm real clear on that, but what I'm talking about is the 164 pictures that NASA released shows the debris field, and they're trying to write it off as some kind of super star field. No, that's not what that is. That is the debris field that's trailing the dragons. And I'm looking forward to a good friend of mine also, I will call her BC, who's getting me, you know, which is probably the love and the purpose of my life other than this right here, dragons, you know. And that's going to be a portrait, you know, which in future videos will be behind me. Simultaneously, they are the love and they are the darkness of my life, I think, of all our lives. You know, they've got multi-names for it. Ison, they've tried to write it up as wake tuttle when they had to backpedal and announce the fact that it didn't, in fact, break up behind the sun. It moved the sun, and when it came out the other side, it was brighter. It is the reason our universe is tilted right now. It is the reason that the Milky Way is doing this type of number, like a wavy kind of number. it is the cause and effect of basically everything we're seeing. The planets are just going to be a step toward a reality that is to come. They are just the first step. And again, looking back at our behavior on this virus situation, as I had stated before, we can't handle that. And we need to come to an awakening or a collective point where I don't know if this will happen. I don't know how to calm down a person when a planet pops through the sky. That's a third of the sky. When that same person can't even handle the threat of catching a virus. I know that numbers are going up here in Arkansas, so they say. I posted on Facebook, which is a good friend of mine, and he fights the fight. The channel is Trumpet and Zion, and I posted that on Facebook earlier. This is the guy who has captured military movement across the United States, them using back rail lines, them using back highways and convoys, a mile long. Each car having a rocket launcher on it or a tank. That is not only our domestic troops, but that also transcends into our not only UN troops, but also transcends into the U.S. troops that are crisscrossing the U.S. They've been doing this. This guy captures it. He has done a hell of a job. He tried to back out the other night saying it was his last video, and all I could do is just talk to him as soon as possible. Don't. We need you. We need you. We need you. We need you. There are certain players in this field, and there are very few, and we need them. Otherwise, we'll be receiving a barrage of BS from the other channels just to get you to click their PayPal account. And again, if you look beneath this video, I have no PayPal account. And it's been, I'm going to put it out there again, 6 years, 7 days a week, and I haven't gotten any pay. The hours suck, but I know this and this are my purpose. That's the one point I've come to in my life where I'm real clear on, real clear. And I'm really used to being alone, even though you guys have been here to support me. Like I said, I can't thank you enough for that. But I've become used to being alone, and being alone does one thing. You have no choice in getting to know who you are. And, there's some points I'd like to look in the mirror and see who I am. And I think we all have days like this or that. But I am glad I've become or have reached a state and point in my life where I know who I am. And I know what my direction is. And I know what to grab. And I know what to throw out there or point out as disinformation as opposed to reality information. We've all got to keep our heads up, our chins up. We've got to do the research. So while I'm down, get out there and research. Again, they're libraries. If you got questions, go dig up some answers, but don't take it from one doctor, right? Or PhD or whatever the case may be. You really need to provide empirical data, you have to find 3 PhDs that match what you're thinking. Now, your thoughts or BS that you're running through your mind can either be proved and accepted into the scientific community, or you can just play like your YouTube guru with a YouTube degree. And to me, that doesn't count for nothing, anything, okay? So again, much love to all of you. I want to try and get one more original out today, but I don't know, I'm fading quick. Again, I think we all know the cloudy days are just becoming overwhelming as far as depressing. I'm staying away from the news. I'm just listening to my music or finding a good movie, to watch. And that would be my superhero shows, that would be, I think last night I watched Black Panther. It was pretty cool. The Avengers, Thor, The Dark World, Guardians of the Galaxy. There is so much symbolism and message in these movies that they've been pointing right in our face for years. This beyond belief. You know, the existing grid that's in our sky, which creates the matrix that we look at, which is all false. They define that real clearly. You know, it's called quantum pixels, and what connects to quantum pixels is quantum dots. Okay? And the color of these quantum pixels are controlled by frequency. So what I'm saying, I guess a good example of that, and I've stated it before, when the large, whatever you want to call it, the transport, the aircraft carrier that floats in the sky that the Avengers use, when it cloaks itself into squares and ultimately disappears. Yeah, I saw that after I discovered what quantum pixels were, and basically that confirmed my belief. That technology is out there. You can research it. You can find it. It's all based on Einstein. It's all based on E equals mc squared. So do your diligence. Take this time to learn. Take this time to back away. You know, maybe do your research, but back away from the news. Turn your head on the news. Turn your head on these YouTube channels that are out there putting out disinformation that's unverified, unresearched, just no source of real empirical data, and that's what we have to work from. And we have to work on a scientific level. And again, as I stated before, you want to play scientist, then you play by scientist rules. And you look up what an APA paper is. That's a paper that's done in a scientific format. The paragraphs have to be done a certain way. Your citations have to be done a certain way. But if you're doing your job right and you think you really know what you're talking about, you can take that paper and you can stick it into the scientific community, or you can stand firm on that paper knowing that you're right. If you don't have that and you don't have the ability to create such tools which are accepted by the scientific community, then you shouldn't be playing science. It's as simple as that. There's too many people out there who think they're scientists because they watched a bunch of YouTube videos. And to me, that's literally horrifying, you know, and degrade the guys who've been through, like I said, decades of study, jumping through all the hoops, you know, and because a certain person has watched 1,000 YouTube videos, they have this feeling as to where they can condescend or match the level of what some of these learned individuals are. And I will say there's the bad guys out there. There always are. But I want to end it with this. I've got another thing. I've got it downloaded into my text, right? And it's scientists. All scientists, PhDs, physicists. Now understand that all these guys signed non-disclosures, okay, when they went into the biz of giving out information. It's a collection of letters from each of these scientists begging for forgiveness that they didn't get more of this information out quicker. But again, they were in fear for their jobs and they were in fear for their lives. Because some of the information that they hold and can depart upon us can actually get them locked up. You know, so you need to keep that in check. But it's a menagerie of letters saying how bad they feel. How bad that they feel for the following generations, the children. These guys aren't all bad. No. They had to follow certain standards and keep a lot of things secret, you know, to keep their families protected, to keep their own well-being in an intact state. These guys aren't bad guys, you know. And yes, there are the ones that are out there, but the majority of these boys were just, you know, following what they had to do, what they were controlled to do. And again, it depended possibly on the well-being of their families, the well-being of any part of their families, and also their own well-being. But to read these letters will literally just break you into tears at how bad they feel that they didn't really point out the facts, or were unable to point out the facts that would have really made a difference in what's going on right now. So they have my full respect. They have my full empathy. They have my full compassion. Um, and I just want to end it with that. My name is Gerald Johnson. I'm Ride the Wind. And again, take this time to relax. Let's all step back. Let's worry about our families and what the current situation is and how we're going to take care of the ones we love. Let's just take a break and look at that. I'll catch you up on the plants as soon as possible. But for now, again, it is break time for Ride the Wind on the Planet Deal. So y'all have a great day. I love you. And thanks for the new subs. Thanks for coming on. I'm about truth here, and you can count on that truth. You can go back through my old videos and also catch yourself up on what my true meaning is, what my mission statement is, who I am, what I've done, and go from there. Okay? I'd appreciate you doing that so you do know exactly who I am. Thank you. This is Gerald Johnson. Out.